We begin with a massive house explosion and fire in Pawtucket. The blast and the flames that followed burned a hole in the top of this triple-decker.
A father and his infant child were taken to the hospital, but the child's mother was not hurt. Several Good Samaritans, including an off-duty Providence firefighter, stepped in to help them get out.
It's a story we've been following since it broke this morning, and our in-depth coverage continues tonight. Eyewitness News reporter Steve Nielsen is standing by with a closer look at the history of this home. That's new at 6.
We begin with Sean Daly, who is live with the Blackstone Valley Mobile Newsroom.
Yes, Susan and Mike, a father and his 6-month-old baby are in the hospital tonight after an explosion and fire decimated that triple-decker back there here in Pawtucket. It was around 10 o'clock this morning when an explosion and fire destroyed this triple-decker here on Mineral Spring Avenue in Pawtucket. What did it sound like?
At the beginning, like an explosion, like when a car hits something, it was like an explosion.
Investigators say the source of the explosion may have been on the 3rd floor where 3 people were home. A man, a woman, and their 6-month-old baby. A Good Samaritan driving by heard the explosion and raced inside to help rescue the family.
We seen the woman and the guy walking around in a daze up there. So I jumped out of the car, ran up and helped them get out of there. The lady actually wanted to go back in and get her cell phone, which is crazy.
An eyewitness saw the man protect his baby and his wife as all 3 of them made their escape. Women and children first.
Yes, that is remarkable. It's amazing to see a man caring so much for his family. It's amazing.
Both the Good Samaritan and the baby's father had help from an off-duty Providence firefighter. He removed his shirt to protect the naked baby during the rescue. You must feel good about helping out.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not? You should help somebody if they need you.
Absolutely. And you stepped in when it counted.
Yeah, I guess that's the way I am.
Tonight we're told the father is in the hospital with burns over 70% of his body, and the baby is in the hospital with what are being called a sunburn, which is never good for a baby. Live here in Pawtucket with the Blackstone Valley Mobile Newsroom, Sean Daly, Eyewitness News.
Our in-depth coverage of this house explosion continues tonight. Here's another picture of the scene sent in by a viewer via Reported. Now you can see that most of the side of the house is gone.
New at 6, we're learning that the home has only been occupied for a couple of hours. Eyewitness News reporter Steve Nielsen is in Pawtucket, and he joins us live now.
Well, Mineral Spring Avenue, which is where this house is on, is going to be closed for quite some time here as this part of the road's completely closed off as crews are going to work to demolish this triple-decker. And as the investigation continues here, we are learning more about the history of this triple-decker. So many questions remain from this scene after an explosion tore off the 3rd floor of this triple-decker. The Pawtucket fire chief won't say much about the investigation or what may have caused it, but we're learning bits and pieces about this building. According to the mayor, the building was unoccupied until September when tenants moved in.
People weren't living in there. There was permits that were pulled in September. All of that's coming out in the investigation. You know, they'll know who exactly the owners are at the time. They had pulled permits out to do some work in there, you know, so all of that will come out in the wash.
Fire chief said he's not aware of any code issues with the building, though. National Grid worked to shut off gas to the house. A spokesperson said they didn't detect any leaks. The fire marshal said the investigation is going to take a while.
We'll document evidence, and sooner or later we're going to have to bring some type of heavy equipment in here to move some of that 3rd floor so that we can gain access to the 3rd floor.
Well, we have learned also that there is an elementary school just up the road here along with a middle school. Both of those remained open. Classes weren't affected by this. I also talked with one school official who told me that they spoke with authorities just to make sure everything was okay and that the kids were safe there. Reporting live at the Mobile Newsroom, I'm Steve Nielsen, Eyewitness News.
And count on Eyewitness News for continuing coverage of the Pawtucket house explosion. Coming up tonight on Eyewitness News at 10 and 11, we'll hear from some Providence firefighters who say the heroism of their off-duty co-worker today is no real surprise.